Art is an inseparable part of our lives. It's hard to imagine a world without it. We have left visual artistic expressions from the very moment we came into existence. It's embedded in our need to tell stories, to inspire, and to provoke. But how did art evolve from its most crude and fundamental form into what we see in our galleries, museums, and online world today? In this Forster's mini-series, we will explore innovations in the art world that helped create the visual culture we have now. What do all of these works of art have in common? Well, the answer might surprise you, but they've all been vandalized at some point. And for some, not just once. Only recently, the Mona Lisa was attacked for the 5th time in its history. Luckily, the painting was unharmed thanks to the bulletproof glass that protects it, and rightfully so. Rembrandt's Nightwatch has also been attacked multiple times, once with acid and twice with a knife, leaving cut marks you can still see today. It's hard to imagine what drives people to do this, but one explanation can be found in the fact that these works of art are among the most famous in the world, meaning that an attack will almost certainly make world headlines. Other artwork is damaged by neglect, or simply by a bit of rather unfortunate and expensive clumsiness. But how is it possible that we can still enjoy these masterpieces in museums today, seemingly unharmed after all that they've been through? Well, that's all thanks to the many innovations in the world of restoration and conservation. Restorers and curators have become masters in making sure the artworks in our museums remain in great condition. Because even by us just enjoying art in museums and galleries, they are subject to chemical reactions sparked by humidity, sunlight, oxygen, and even saliva. This all causes very slow but substantial deterioration that can change their appearance a great deal. Take the Nightwatch. This is one of the world's most famous paintings by the master Rembrandt. You likely know his flair of contrasting light and darkness and picking out beautiful highlights. But in the Nightwatch, over time, some of the pigments used by Rembrandt have become discoloured, and others are even completely transparent. Check out the dog in the bottom right corner, for example. You can see straight through it. This extreme deterioration of pigments also explains why we call it the Nightwatch, because that's not the real name of the painting. It's not even set at night. There's been such a build-up of dirt on the painting over time that it was given this pet name somewhere in the 19th century. The original title is Officers and Other Civic Guardsmen of District 2 in Amsterdam, under the command of Captain Frans Bannick Kok and Lieutenant Willem van Ruytenburg. Not quite as catchy as the Nightwatch, maybe? And on top of this deterioration, back in 1715 the canvas was cut down, taking significant chunks off the edges, just to make it easier to transport and display in Amsterdam's town hall. It's startling to think that even some of the world's most famous paintings have such a tough time. But now a group of scientists, restorers and curators at the Nightwatch's home in the Rijksmuseum have started a major project to save the condition of the painting, dubbing it Operation Nightwatch. And this is a colossal effort. The research they are now undertaking is the most extensive research done on a single painting in history. This detailed study is necessary to then determine the best treatment plan, and will also involve imaging techniques, high-resolution photography, and highly advanced computer analysis. They're even bringing in AI to consider what the missing parts that were cut off might have looked like. The overall goal of this research is to find out how it can be restored to its former glory in order to preserve it for future generations. What else can restoration help us do? Well, through their technical and scientific tools, restorers and curators also help us to authenticate works of art. A forger might be able to copy an artist's style, but can they mimic all the materials used? In the past, some con artists were able to deceive even the brightest of minds. One master forger, Thomas Patrick Keating was confident enough to play some pranks in his forgeries too. Keating was himself a restorer and would recreate the look of various artists. He claimed to have faked and sold thousands of paintings. But Keating had a disdain for the art world. Knowing X-rays would one day reveal the truth, he deliberately added what he called time bombs to his works as a bit of a joke, such as writing rude words onto his canvas before covering that with his painting. Incidentally, his favourite artist to mimic was Rembrandt. For a long time, Keating was able to fool some of the most renowned art experts of his time. Today, who knows? There might still be some fakes out there in our galleries and museums that restorers and their tech will discover. Even art commissioned and designed specifically for outdoor enjoyment and to survive all weathers sometimes takes a bashing. Art in public spaces, and especially works in open air, are not only subject to the elements, they're particularly at risk of being randomly vandalised, like Anish Kapoor's Dirty Corner. We asked sculptor Kalliopi Lemos how she ensures the conservation of her artworks in public spaces.
The decision of an artist to choose a particular material, I'm just talking about myself, is important to me. In the choice, mild steel, which is a material that I've used extensively in my large public works, is both vulnerable and also can be protected from disintegrating. Innovative materials help me prevent, when I need to, the disintegration of mild steel. On the other hand, if I want to allow it to disintegrate and show the vulnerability, then it's another way of allowing it to do its thing. Vandalism is very hard when it happens, because often as an artist I don't understand the point, and it is hurtful because it takes ages for an artwork to be put together, to be made, and then suddenly to be destroyed. It's really quite a hurtful thing. So using stuff that can be protecting the artwork from the permanent effects of vandalism is quite helpful.
It's thanks to the innovative solutions in the field of conservation and restoration that we will be able to enjoy our art and cultural heritage for generations to come. We hope you enjoyed this series about innovation in the art world. Thanks for watching.